guys, it's Christy. Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in. I am super excited for today because I have not been able to record in a while and life has just been crazy. So, good but crazy. But let me tell you what today's workout is all about. It is a fitness-inspired Pilates mat class using sliders. If you don't have sliders, don't tune out. Neither do I. No big deal. Grab your socks, use kitchen towels, or use paper plates. That is what I'm going to be using, and join me on the mat in just a minute. All right, you guys, so like I said, today's class is fitness inspired. And the reason why I said it's fitness inspired is because I have been using a lot of HIIT training in my own routines recently because it's so important to get cardio in our lives every single day and have our heart rates up for heart health and circulating our blood, and it even elevates your mood. It's just so important for our health and so good. But that's one thing that in Pilates we can kind of lack sometimes. However, we don't really have to lack that. So the one thing I like about HIIT training essentially is timing the sequencing instead of counting that repetition. So working to like a good point of fatigue, but not over fatigue. And then, just using the strength training also to get our heart rates up. So I really like that. And that is what I've been doing. And so that is what today's class is going to be about. I am going to work us on a 45-second sort of interval with 15-second rest. And then the 15-second rest will be moving, but just slower, and use it to sort of get our breath back. It's low impact. There's nothing high impact here, and it's still Pilates. I want you to know that I'm moving quicker than you want to be moving. If you have injuries, please just do the same thing, but slow it down. So this is entirely appropriate if you have injuries, you just want to maybe go a little bit slower. And if you want to go faster and you can continue to do the movements, keeping proper alignment of your body and maintaining the coordination of your breath with your movement, then go for it. So that is what today's inspiration is all about. It's your workout, so get what you want to get from it. And I'm just happy that you decided to tune in and move with me. So let's enjoy and have fun. That said, I've got my little timer. It's kind of new for me to do this, so I might be like little breaks with a timer. Get your mat, sit down on your mat like I am, join me, and we are going to start with bridging. So you're going to get your sliders, or like I said, you can just use your socks. And let's just bring your legs together, feet together here. Sit up on your sit bones. Reach your arms long. Let's bring the palms up towards the ceiling. Nice inhale here, and with an exhale, just slowly tip your tail underneath. You start to scoop your belly out and just round all the way down. You're gonna take it down all the way until your head comes down, and then bring your arms long by your sides. Let's bring your heels onto your sliders, and I literally have to check to make sure I'm in the right spot because I can't quite feel them. This is gonna be our first little interval here. Take an inhale at the bottom, and with an exhale, you're gonna peel your spine back up, lifting the hips back up into that bridge. So just bring yourself into this position. What it's gonna look like is you're gonna lengthen the leg away, sliding your slider away, and then the other leg just alternating. So as you slide the slider away, you're giving a downward pressure into the floor, and that way you wanna feel your glutes underneath you. All right, ready, go. You can go at the speed that you want, okay? So the most important thing here is that you maintain the integrity of your alignment and of the exercise, meaning keep your hips square to the ceiling, keep your glutes and your hips high, and don't pop the ribs open. How far have we gone? You're almost there. We're already halfway. Okay, just keep giving that downward pressure into the floor so you can really feel your back body working. That's it. I'm losing my slider. Keep going. Breathing. My sliders, I'm losing them. Oh my goodness. And good. Don't let the hips sag. Bring it all the way in. You got it. Take a nice big breath here. And slowly with your exhale, round your spine all the way down. You guys did it. First interval. Here we go. I want you to lengthen your legs all the way forward. Lift your arms up overhead. Sorry for my timer. And then exhale, round forward. Reach out for your toes. Pull the spine back. And you're going to round all the way up and over. Reaching for your toes, pulling your shoulders back. From here, I want you to bend your knees in, bringing your knees towards you, feet in. You're gonna adjust your sliders if you need to, like I do. And I want you to tuck your tail underneath you and start to roll your spine back, just bringing your body weight behind your sit bones. This is our new start position. The next little interval looks like this. You're gonna lengthen the legs long, roll the spine back a little bit, lift the spine up as your knees pull in. I'm never coming forward of my sit bones, and I'm just coming down into my sacrum. My waistband never hits the floor. The most important thing is that you keep the low belly scooped. So as you go out, you don't want to end up popping your low back. If this puts any strain, you can bring your elbows behind you and just do the leg motion. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. 45 seconds. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. That's it. All right, so the downward pressure is actually not like a ton because your spine is not down. But you're just reaching the legs away, reaching the spine away in opposite directions, keeping the scoop of that low belly, shoulders down, and chest stays broad. That's it. Got 15 more seconds. Good job, you guys. There we go for 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, pull it all the way in. I just want you to roll your spine all the way down, down, down. Let your head and arms come down. Keep your feet together. Let your knees fall open and draw them back center. As your knees fall open and you draw them back center, I want you to feel like you're trying to draw the two front hip bones together, if that makes sense. It sounds a little bit funny, but you want to just activate that pelvic floor and those internal obliques. Good. This is just a little break before we go right back into the first sequence, being the bridge. Last one. Good. Keep your knees up. Reposition your feet if you need to. I'm just going to check where they are on my sliders because I lost them the last time. And with your exhale, I want you to slowly articulate your spine, reaching your hips up and coming back up into that bridge. Strong arms into the mat. Really tuck the tail. Here you go. Reach away and back in. So let's do a little challenge on this one. For the last 10 seconds, I'll show you. We're gonna reach both feet away at the same time and draw them back in. Your hips will lower a little bit, but the challenge is to not let them completely drop and certainly to not let your ribs pop. Good. So hopefully by now you're starting to feel those hamstrings and glutes. Make sure as your legs reach away, you're not at tipping the hips. All right, last 10. Together and in. Together and in. Oh my gosh, I have a calf cramp. One more time. Together and in. Squeeze. Press your hips up as high as you can and roll all the way down. Lengthen your legs all the way out. Reach your arms up overhead. Here we go. One more rollover. Sorry for my timer. I have the worst stopwatch in the entire world. It's not even a stopwatch. Roll it all the way up. Redress your spine. Reposition your feet. And here we go. For that second one, you're gonna just scoop your belly, roll back behind your sit bones, balance here, reaching arms forward. If you need to bring a hand behind your head, you can. And here we go. Reach the legs away, roll it back, pull in, back, and back. That's it. So remember to put that downward pressure against your sliders into the floor through the heels. So that's actually gonna help you kind of come out of your hip flexors if you're hip flexor dominant. So this actually helps activate the back of your body. And then when you come up, you're really coming up from your core instead of snapping closed from the hip flexor. Last 10 seconds. That's it. Good. All right, you guys, let's roll it all the way down, keeping your knees bent, feet on the floor, head comes all the way down. 3 more times. Let your knees fall open and pull them back center from your core. Fall open and pull back center. Fall and pull back center. Lengthen your legs all the way out and long arms over your head, and let's roll it all the way back up. If you need to, you can use your hands to pull against the backs of your legs here, and then slowly restack the spine, sitting up nice and tall. All right, we're going to swing our legs behind us and come for kind of our second sequence here. We're gonna start on hands and knees, and our hands are gonna be on the sliders. So here are your options. You can come into like a knee plank, so you wanna walk your knees back behind you. Bring your hips in line with your shoulders, and you can cross your feet. This is probably where I'm gonna choose to be today. If you want to, you can lift it up into a plank position and do the same thing in plank. So once you choose your position, we're going to reach one arm long and the other elbow bends in close to your waistband. So you're not gonna bend out here. You'll bend in close to the waistband and then pull that arm back in. I really want you to focus on your breath out when you come back in. So you're using your core to pull your body back up as the arm comes back in. Here we go. Out and in. So only go so far as you can control the movement, and you can make that connection to your core. Working the lats and the obliques. This is really great for developing more strength for those push-up muscles and just everything around your shoulder blade. Getting out of our traps and all that forward motion we do all day long. Last 5. Last one. Good job. And bring your hands to your mat just off of your sliders here. All right, I want you to extend your right leg or your left leg back behind you and your right arm and forward in front of you. Sorry about that. And then here, let's just lift and lower, just that side. Lift and lower. As you're doing this, I really want you to lift the tissue of your belly up. So keep that belly button pulling up towards your sternum. And as you lift, your lower back shouldn't sort of dump down towards the floor. You're reaching back through your heel and forward through the tips of your fingers. Bring that hand and knee down, and let's go for the other side. Lengthen and lift it up and down. Good. So just focusing. I always talk about those X systems in the body, but really the body is connected from top to bottom, but it actually crosses kind of in the middle and then goes to the other side. So your lats on the left side will cross over to your glute max and kind of go down the back of that right leg. So really good to work in this way. Hand and knee come down, and now we're gonna turn around rather, not walk around. Turn around and bring your feet onto those sliders. So feet come onto the sliders, make sure they'll stay underneath your feet. And for this one, we start hovering the knees, and we'll just walk it back and walk it in, and just alternate which leg goes back first and then which one comes in, okay? Ready? Let's do it. 45 seconds, here you go. Again, no need to be like super quick with this. The most important thing is think of maintaining a neutral spine. So your hips, if you have a mirror to the side of you, make sure your hips are the level of your shoulders behind you. They really shouldn't be lower for this. Good job, you guys. Keep breathing. Think long spine. So reach to the crown of your head. Don't dump your head. So don't look back underneath you. Look forward. Last 8 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knees down. Go ahead and turn it around. And Just come into your 4-point kneeling. Don't bring your hands on your sliders yet. You're gonna round your spine up towards the ceiling in a cat stretch. And then you're going to pull your heart through your biceps. Lift your tail up behind you in a nice extension of the spine. One more time. Exhale. Drop the head, drop the tail, push the hands down as you push up and away, lifting the upper back, mid-back actually, sorry. And then inhale and come into that nice extension. From here, come back through the middle and find your neutral spine. Choose your plank position, whether you're on your knees or on your feet. Hands back on your sliders. Here we go, 45 seconds. Reach it away as the other elbow bends back in towards your waistband. Use your out breath to pull your hand back towards you. That's it. Keep your tail tucked, so no sway back here. Your core is what's working. You got it. Last 10 seconds. This one's harder for me. Last 5, 2, 1. Good job. Walk your hands back to the mat. Find your all fours position. Reach your left leg long, right arm long, and here you go. Lift it up, lower down, up and down. Oops, sorry again. Up and down. Let's go for 3 and 2. Last one. Bring that hand and knee in. Reach the other 2 long. Lift and lower. Stay nice and stable and make sure you're not listing to your left hip. So your weight should be perfectly balanced over your midline, over your nose, and over your belly button. One more. Good job. All right, turn around so you can bring those feet back onto those sliders. And here we go the last time in that little like bear crouchy position. All right, lift those knees up. 45 seconds, here we go. Good. Remember, hips are the same level as your shoulders. Mix it up, which leg goes back first. And again, if you want to go faster than this, you can. If you want to go slower, you can. Adjust it for you and where you're at today. Tuck your tail. Make sure you're not hyperextending the lumbar spine, so your strength here is coming from your core. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and sit it back just in a child's pose. Reaching your arms forward. And then you're going to roll your spine up and shake your arms out a little bit. Get a drink of water if you need one. And then we're going to go into our very last little sequence here. So we're going to turn it on. I have to take a breath. Oh. Okay, so see this? That's the great thing about this is like you aren't doing, I feel like I'm not doing that much, but then my heart rate gets up, so it's really great. You're going to come onto your right elbow. Let's all come onto our right elbow. Okay, and you're gonna bring your front foot to your back slider. Okay, so that makes sense. Your back foot to your front slider. We will be lifting the hips up, and this top leg will go out, forward, and back. If you need to modify this, you can stay on your knee on the bottom and do the exact same thing, okay? So you choose where you're at, and 45 seconds, here we go. Your top hand can just reach up behind your head, on your hip, or if you need it on the floor, you can do that. Good. Good, really keep lifting from that bottom hip. Make sure your bottom elbow is underneath your shoulder. So I did not say that, Sorry, you wanna make sure the shoulder is not past the elbow. Yeah? Good. Last 10. I feel like these I feel really quickly. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Just bend your bottom knee, cross your top foot over, sit it up, and go ahead and stretch to the left, just twisting your torso around. So stretching that back hip. And we're gonna turn it around for the other side. So instead of me switching around everything, so I stay facing you, I'm just going to turn straight around to the back side. Sorry about that. So we can just move right in to this next, on this side. Here we go. Lift your hips up, 45 seconds. Sliding that leg forward and back. Really, try not to sink in this bottom hip. So if you need to use your front hand as like a kickstand to help you maintain the integrity of this position, then do so by all means. That's it. So a lot of oblique work here, side of the hip, inner thighs. Last 8. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Bend that back or that bottom knee, cross your top foot over, and then stretch around. I never know how to say this. I don't know if it's called figure 8, but you guys can see, you know what it is. Oops. All right, so just a breath break. And a water, take a sip of water if you need it. We're going right back into the other side. Instead of swings, we're going to be sort of scissoring the legs. So this time you can bring each foot kind of on its respective slider. Your hips will be lifted and you'll just kind of bend and straighten. Yeah, so kind of like you're scissoring your legs. Probably not the best description, but visually it makes more sense. 45 seconds, here we go. That's it. And now, see, you can see that I'm using my hand as a kickstand. I need to try it without. But I find this one's like a little challenging on the bottom side of my foot. So I think that's why I like this kickstand, just because it's just a tiny bit less pressure, more on my foot, but I'm still getting all of that oblique work. So I'm not cheating myself out of any of the work. Woo. So the bottom leg does most of the bending, right? To kind of let the top leg scissor back and forth. Oh, last one. And lower down. Good job. We're already there. Okay. Take a little break before you turn around to the other side. And I needed to get my water and put it a whole lot closer to me, but we're just gonna turn around and do the other side. So, because it's already time. So 15 minutes, rest goes by really quickly. Okay, you guys are doing great. This is the last thing, so stick with me. Here we go, get those feet on, and 45 seconds, start now. Whoops. Okay. I feel like this one takes a little bit of coordination. Feels a little clumsy. Whoop. But that's always good for the mind-body connection, right? Can't always shy away from it if it takes a little more thought. You've got 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit it all the way down. Turn around, and you guys made it. Good job. Thank you guys for moving with me. That's kind of different from what I normally do, but just to show that Pilates can be used in such a way, and you can mix up kind of that, bring in that fusion, get the heart rate up, It's just so good for the body. So I hope you enjoyed it, and give me a thumbs up. That really helps the channel, and subscribe if you want to get a notification when I add new videos, which is once a week. And thanks again for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.